Hello and welcome to everyone. I'm Deepak. Today in this video session we'll be learning about AWS Sessions Manager. We'll be further looking into what AWS Sessions Manager is, what are its benefits, and how we can use it effectively and securely into our day-to-day AWS life. So without wasting any further time, let's move ahead. So AWS Sessions Manager is a fully managed AWS systems management capability service. So Session Manager provides you the platform or the environment to securely access and control the EC2 instances and deal with their awesome management. So there may be questions, why should anyone use the Sessions Manager for the SSHing option that is present on the AWS EC2 console? So yeah, there are multiple benefits of using the Sessions Manager over the traditional method of SSHing into the EC2 instances. Let's roll out with the major ones. The first one is if you are not able to SSH using the private or the PEM key. So if we roll back into the past, the process of SSHing into the EC2 instances was by using the private keys that is being created while the EC2 instances are created. Or most of us have just used that service only. The service is that while creating the EC2 instance, we just choose the EC2 instance types, we choose the storage types, and we choose the key name that we want to just give or want to just download into the local PC. So the private key is downloaded into the local PC, and the public key is just associated with the specific EC2 instance that we are creating. And once the EC2 instance is created, the locally downloaded private key is just gets communicated with the public key stored in the server, and accordingly the SSHing option works. And yes, that works perfectly till now, but Session Manager has arrived and we will be just eliminating this option, and we'll be using Sessions Manager. The second one is strengthen the security of the data. So as we previously mentioned that till now we're using the private and public keys combination to SSH into the EC2 instances, but with the use of Sessions Manager, we do not need to use the public and private keys, and also we do not have to use the port 22, that is the SSH port that we will have to use if we are using the public and private key combinations for the SSHing purpose into the EC2 instances. So in case we are using Sessions Manager, then we will not have to open any sort of inbound ports, and that's the best part. So it works very nicely in strengthening the security of the data and just working with the security compliances. And the third one is we will not have to manage the public and private keys. So there will be no hustle on just managing multiple private keys for multiple EC2 instances in our local PC. And yes, the security works perfectly in that case also. And without that hassle, we can use Sessions Manager, and the Session Manager brings us in an environment, in an hassle-free environment to so the Session Manager provides us the most secure environment to SSH into our EC2 instances. So in this demonstration, we'll be just looking into using Sessions Manager into multiple EC2 instances present in the EC2 management console. So let's move with the demonstration. So these are the steps that we'll have to be following. So the heading says how to SSH into the AWS EC2 instances using the Sessions Manager option. The first prerequisite is to ensure that the SSM agent is installed on the particular EC2 instance. So this is very important. If it's not installed, then you will have to install the SSM agent into the respective EC2 instance that you will be trying to SSH using the Sessions Manager. So let me jump into my AWS management console. This is my AWS management console. I'll have to go to my EC2 service. I'll just click on EC2, and you can see that I have one running EC2 instance in my North Virginia region already, and it's of Red Hat OS flavor. So you can create multiple Linux flavor OSs, and multiple OSs that are present in the AWS Management Console, EC2 Management Console, have pre-installed SSM agents. So if you are using Ubuntu 20.04 LTS or you are using Amazon Linux 2, these operating systems have already SSM agents pre-installed inside them. But there are multiple Linux flavors in AWS EC2 that doesn't have SSM agents pre-installed. So the first step, as mentioned over here, is you will have to ensure that the SSM agent is installed. So you can use specific commands to check if the SSM agent is installed or not. And if it's not installed, you will have to install. So first, I have a Red Hat server over here. So you can choose any sort of Windows or Linux operating system. The steps works the same way. So I have chosen the Red Hat server, and for now I have attached it a key also, so that I can demonstrate things in a more clear way to you all. So the key name is this DevOps. And if we go to the security group, currently the security group only opened is port 22. There are no other security groups available. And yes, it's a normal EC2 instance. Okay, so the first step is to check or ensure that SSM agent is installed. So I'll be using this key only to check if SSM agent is installed or not. Okay, so I'll just log in and open my git bash over here, type the command to log in, SSH. As I'm just trying to log in using the most popular method of SSHing into the EC2 instances, that by using the private and public key combination. So I have the private key named this DevOps.pem, and I have already SSH into the server. So the first step is to check if SSM agent is installed inside or not. So the command to check that is SSM agent. We click enter, and it says that the Amazon SSM agent service could not be found because the Amazon SSM agent is not installed in the Red Hat version of operating systems in EC2 instances. So what should we do? The next step, you're right, we'll have to install the Amazon SSM agent. So for that, what's the best part? The best part is to follow the AWS documentation. Awesome. Let me go to my browser and just simply click how to install AWS SSM agent on Red Hat OS. It's that simple, and yes, I think we got that. So we click and open the first link, and yes, okay, it says that on which Red Hat version do you want to just install the SSM agent. So it can be Red Hat 7.x or 6 point something or 8 point something. So let's check which Red Hat version is our operating system. So for that, I'll have to go there. I'll clear my screen once, and the command is host name ctl. That will just describe the operating system details for us. So yes, the architecture is x86 64-bit, and yeah, the operating system is Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.6. So we'll be clicking on the install SSM agent on Red Hat 8.x. We'll click on that, and yes, yeah, we are interested in this only. So we just want to just quickly install the SSM agent in our Red Hat 8. And yes, our operating system architecture is x86_64 instances version, and I'll just simply copy this one and just paste it over here. Click and enter. It will take few time to get the AWS SSM agent installed, and once it's installed, we'll just check its status, and yeah, it's installed currently. So we'll simply hit the command to check its status. If it's running or in the stub state, we'll simply click on sudo systemctl, click on enter, and yes, you can see that the SSM agent is installed, and yeah, the result is active running. since Friday. So today is Friday, and that works perfectly. So we have completed our first step that says that ensure that the SSM agent is installed, and if it's not installed, we'll have to install it. We have installed that into our Red Hat operating system. Now the first step, or the first prerequisite, has been completed. Now the second one would be to create an IAM role. So the IAM role will be playing the most important part to just enable the sessions manager capabilities to work on the EC2 instances. So the next step would be to creating an IAM role, and we'll be attaching an AWS managed policy named Amazon SSM Management Instance Core. So we'll be doing that, and so I'll go to IAM. We'll be creating a role. So I'll go to roles, I'll create a role, and I'll click on AWS service, and the service is EC2. We are creating a role for EC2. So we'll click on the use case option as EC2, we'll click on next. As we are using the AWS management policy only, so we do not have to create our own policy. So the policy name was, let me copy that from here only. I'll copy this one from here, paste it over here, and that's the advantage of using the AWS managed policy, because that are present over for us already to be used. And we'll select that, click on next, and give it an interactive name. Let's give it role. That works perfectly. I'll copy that one, and yeah, the trusted policy is for the EC2. The policy name is Amazon SSM Management Instance Core. We can give additional tags, but we are okay with that for now. We'll click on create role. Within few seconds only, our role will be created, and yes, the role has been created. So the second prerequisite has also been completed. We have created an IAM role, we have attached an AWS management policy, and we are okay with it. Now what's the third step? The third step is to attach the created role to the respective EC2 instances on which we want to SSH using the sessions manager. So we'll click on instance. This is the instance that we're interested to SSH using the sessions manager. So before using the sessions manager, let me go and show you how does the sessions manager console look like. So I'll be clicking on the respective EC2 server where I want to SSH, click on connect, click on sessions manager, and you can see that the connect option is blurred over here. This is blurred because we haven't completed our prerequisites completely. So as you can also see that the prerequisites are defined over here also. So we'll have to follow the SSM agent isn't installed on your instance, but it's installed already. We have created an IAM role, but we haven't attached that IAM role yet. So we'll be doing that, and we'll be just prompted with the connect option over here, and we will be successfully just able to use the sessions manager. So let's go back and attach the EC2 instance. Running one, I'll click on actions, I'll go to security, modify IAM roles, and attach the role that I have created just now. That let me copy this one, that would be more easier to find one. I'll just paste it over here, and I have found that. Click on that, update IAM role, and just leave it for few minutes, or we can say few seconds. So if I refresh that once, I click on over here, I click on connect, it's just revolving around. So it will take few time, and will be shown a connect option over here, and we'll be able to just use the sessions manager. Okay, so till the session manager option is just in progress, let's create a use case. So I'll go over here. In the fourth option, we have completed our third, that says attach the created role to the respective EC2 instance. We have created that one. And the fourth one is use the sessions manager connection option for the EC2 instance. We will be using that in a while. Let's imagine a use case or a scenario. Let's say that one of the use case of using sessions manager can be that our private key or the public key that we have configured on our server has been corrupted, or has been lost, or has been misconfigured. The permissions has been misconfigured, and we are not just able to SSH using the private and public keys. So that can be one of the big use case or the help that we can use Sessions Manager to SSH into the respective EC2 instances, because that can be pretty much of headache type of task that your private keys are lost and your production team is just banging you to make changes into it as soon as possible, as the customers has been affected. So in that case, you can use the Sessions Manager. So we will be just mimicking that use case. So let's log in into, yes, I'm already logging into my EC2 instance that I have previously created using the private key this devops.pem. So let me mimic a use case that my public key has been corrupted, or someone has just deleted my public key. So let me find the location where the public key is being located in the respective EC2 instance. So the path is cd/home/ec2 user. If I do ls-la, you can see that there is a folder called .ssh. So this is the folder where the public key relies. So the private key sits or gets downloaded into our local machine, and the public key is stored inside this .ssh folder. And using that public key and private key connection, we are able to SSH into the EC2 instances. This is the way how the public and private key cryptography works. So let's mimic the use case that I have defined before. I'll go inside it. ls. So the public keys remains in the authorized key file. I'll just authorized keys, enter. What I'll do is I'll just remove this public key. I'm mimicking that someone has deleted my public key from inside my respective server. Yeah, the public key has been deleted from my local PC. I'll just save it. And if I do sudo cat authorized key for now, you can see that my authorized key file is empty. That simply mimics that our public key has been deleted. So if I exit from here right now and try to log in again using my private key that has been downloaded while I have created the EC2 instance, this is the private key. If I click enter, I'll not be able to log in into my EC2 instance. The another case may be that our private key has been deleted. Mimic that one also. So if I go over here, this DevOps, we'll open the file location and we'll delete this one also. So we have mimicked that our public key and private key that we have downloaded into our local PC and the inside the server has been deleted permanently, and we are not able to log in into our EC2 instance. We are just locked in, and there may be certain use cases, certain urgent use cases that needs us to very fastly just log in into our EC2 instances and perform specific configuration changes, and that can be pretty much of a headache for the system engineers or the DevOps engineers to tackle. But there is nothing to worry because Sessions Manager is here. Okay, so I have mimicked that one, and let me try that once again. We are not able to log in because this time the error is a different one, because that says this devops.pem is not accessible because there is no such file and directory, because we have deleted permanently it already. So we are logged in now, but we have Sessions Manager and we'll be using the Sessions Manager to log in into our EC2 instance. I'll go to EC2 instance once again. I'll refresh my page, and yeah, let me cancel it. Let me choose and just check the prerequisites. Yeah, the IAM role is good. Let me go over here and check if the policy is attached to it or not. Yeah, the policy is attached over here. We are all good. I'll go to connect once again. Yeah, it's revolving around. So in such cases where the connect option just revolves around and doesn't comes up, one solution is that we can go to instances. We'll click on this, we'll click on instance, and we'll just reboot our instance once. so that the changes can take place effectively and more fastly. And once we rebooted our EC2 instance and waiting for a few minutes, if I go and click and connect once again, you can see that the Sessions Manager option has been come up and the blurred connect has just changed into a beautiful orange color. Yeah, looks orange color to me. And we'll just click and connect over here because we have performed all the prerequisites pretty awesomely before only. So it's yeah, if we click and down over here into our browser, and we can see that we are already inside our server. And we have also mimicked that we don't have the private and public keys also. So in that cases also you can just use the Sessions Manager. So if I do pwd, it says that you are in the location users/bin. I'll click on sudo su and click on home, click on EC2 user ls-l. Let's check what's inside our SSH folder because we have already deleted the public key before. So let me go inside it. ls, it's authorized keys, sudo cat authorized keys. Sorry, you can see that there is nothing because we have already deleted our public key, but with options of public and private keys we are also able to just SSH into our EC2 instance, and that's pretty much of awesome. Yes, that looks good to me, and we have successfully just to our EC2 instance. And let's check one more scenario over here that we talked before while looking into the benefits of Session Manager in the section of why use the Sessions Manager for SSHing option. The second thing that says that strengthen the security of the data. For the public and private key, it's mandatory that you have to use the port 22, that is for secure cell, that is SSH. Without enabling the port 22, we will not be able to use the public and private key combinations. If I go over here, click on cancel. If I go to my EC2 instance, go to securities, open my specific security group for this EC2 instance into a new tab, you can see that port 22 is open. Click on that, edit inbound rules, and I'll just delete that. I have deleted all the inbound rules for now. Click on save rules, and let's see if we will be able to use this Sessions Manager for now also or not. We'll go over here, we'll click on exit for now, exit, close, and well, let's close this one over here. And yes, we can, I'll just have to refresh this once. You can see that security group, the inbound rule has no rules to display. I'll go to instance only, I'll go to connect, I'll go to Sessions Manager, click and connect. Yeah, you can see that you are able to log in without opening the port 22. And that is one of the another most important benefit of Sessions Manager. So we do not have to open the specific port 22 or any specific custom ports, port 23 for SSH. Just opening the specific ports or the custom ports just brings the intruders on their way and provide them the pathway to just log in into our EC2 instances. So it strengthens our server security and protects our data in the most possible way. So we have successfully used the Sessions Manager, or we can say AWS Sessions Manager service in the AWS EC2, and how we can securely and effectively SSH into the EC2 instances. And we have also mimicked a specific use case also. So let's further look into other use cases in which we can use the Session Manager. So there may be a use case that you lost the private key and public key that we have mimicked already. And there also may be use cases that you want to rotate the public and private key after a few days or few weeks. There are multiple methods of doing so in the AWS, but this can be also one thing. So simply you will have to do what you will have to do is just go into the .ssh folder and inside the authorized key you can paste the public key that you may have generated using the OpenSSL or keygen commands, and the private key will be present to your local PC, and accordingly you can communicate private and public keys to just SSH into your EC2 instance. So I'll be just linking a block link in the description section, where you can use the keygen command to just create public and private keys easily, and just configure that into your AWS EC2 instances. And other use case can be that their SSH public and private keys are misconfigured, or someone has just made specific changes inside that. So that may also lead that the public and private keys may not be working, and that may create a problem, and you may be locked out of SSHing into your EC2 instances. So in that cases also you can use the Sessions Manager. The permissions of the files and folders where the keys are stored can also be misconfigured, and that's one of the most use cases that customer reach out to me. So they just come and say that their SSH keys are not working, and what are the specific solutions for that. And in that cases also we can use Sessions Manager, and there may be different security compliances for any specific organization that may be related to ISO or any other security compliances that may not be allowing you to use the port 22. So in that case also you can use Sessions Manager, because Sessions Manager doesn't needs to just use any sort of incoming ports to make it work. So Session Manager can be used accordingly, as this also works as a best part of providing the security compliance for a specific organization and for the specific system. So today in this video session we have learned on how we can use the AWS Sessions Manager effectively, and also have learned about what Session Manager is and how we can just use that effectively. So in case if you guys have any further queries, any further questions, just feel free to reach out to me in the comment sections, and thank you. We'll meet soon.